Hello, Wild Wisdom Warriors. Hello, YouTube. Hello, shamans from around the world. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my journal. This is Lily Kolosova, and today is February 7th, 2020. So welcome. It's tea time because there is a snowstorm again in Colorado. So I need some tea, even though it's Vino Friday. And the subject, you guys, that I picked, it's actually is good for Vino Friday because I'm going to talk about truth movement and what's going on and the infiltration of truth movement and why, mostly why it is that I speak about that publicly, and I speak about the spiritual awakening and the transformation path, or the shamanic journey, and why I do this publicly is because of all this infiltration of spiritual realm. So this is ultimately why I'm talking here. So welcome everyone. Afternoon, Christina. Thank you so much for joining me. So I'm just drinking black tea today. It is it's got some other stuff in it, but of course I put some cardamom in it. So here we go. I'm gonna have some tea. I need to stay warm. It's extremely cold here. We have a snowstorm again, so it's cold and it's snowy. So welcome to my journal. I feel like talking about some divine idiots out there. But it's also going to be from my perspective. Hi, Amy. Thank you for joining me, darling. Thank you. So it's going to be from my perspective, you guys, of course. And Caesar is not interested in saying hi, just to telling you. He likes, actually, because I put here on the floor, there's a really warm bed. So I think that's why he actually likes to stay there today. So anyway, you guys, I want to talk today a little bit about this sort of entanglements that we find ourselves as shamans working through, and each and every one of us will find our own specialty sort of thing. And so that we know we really have that thing about us that is our unique ability, that you develop through your own experiences, as I talk about, that you develop ultimately this quantum ability as a shaman. So hi Teresa, aloha. Oh yeah, you made it. I just started. Thank you so much for joining me. So yeah, I'm going to talk today a little bit about this misconceptions and what happens with all of this, what's going on in spiritual communities, because the reason why I named this journal Truth Movement, because spiritual community belongs to that movement, right? Because we're ultimately all seeking the truth of it all, the truth of the reality. So this is a spiritual science in a way that I am journaling here, because it is an experience. Here is what we manifest as spiritual being. We're experiencing our own manifested reality that we've manifested through our own quantum abilities. Hi, Diane, you made it. Oh, all my favorite girls are here. Mwah. Love you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. So, okay. Back to talking about. So I'm talking about, Diane, I'm talking today about, all this, spiritual infiltration. And ultimately, what is shamanic? What are the responsibility of the shaman? Is to find that infiltration. Because when, and I talk about this as many from in lots of a few of my journals, I've looked at things and explain things from even a perspective of pure Christianity, the original Christianity I'm talking about. And I give some examples of the stuff, and that real Christians should know that, you know, anything in the body, that's an indication of some kind of the nature of the spiritual nature, and that's how it manifests in the body. So you got to go back, and so your emotional body is your indicator and your tool to align your higher being with your being in this body. And that's how you actually ultimately are creator. Being in human form, you have limitations that you've accepted as a creator being because you've anchored yourself in this body, and the body consciousness is what has limitations in this reality. Hi, Comfort. Thank you so much for being here, darling. Thank you. So, what I want to talk today about is this sort of, and a lot of people in the spiritual communities around there, they talk about this quantum entanglements, and a lot of people offering quantum healing out there. So I kind of want to talk about that, and what is it really, that quantum healing that they call it, and how that all of that things are not what they seem. Like, I've started talking about um, symbols, right, in the past. And so I've talked about symbols being infiltrated. And so now I want to talk about people's minds and subconscious minds being infiltrated to the point to where they can only capable, or they are operating fully almost on that mind control collective, I don't know, whatever it is. There is a collective field of matrix that's the mind control in itself. It's the machine, the beast. Deanne, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being here. Hi. So, anyway, so I want to talk about this sort of contradictions and how to sort of feel them, and you have to use your true God-given ability. And this is what I've talked about, the aligning your gut with your mind. And so this is how can only you work in harmony when these two minds. And so what indeed does it do? What it means to activate your trinary field within yourself, right? What does it mean? So that means hi, Danielle. Yay, Friday, Wild Friday. But I'm drinking tea, no vino today. I'll drink it later because I actually have to drive after this. So that's why, too. So I have to go to a party. There, I'll drink some vino. All right. So this is why I talk about, and truth movement, and I name this truth movement or Monsters Inc. Because many of you that are now here, the only reason you are always followed this, or been always flowing on this frequency of what's going on in truth movement, right? You guys been there, and this is where I kind of been, myself observing all of that stuff in great details. Actually, I had no idea for many parts what was the higher purpose of that. You know what I mean? But I knew there was a purpose for all the little details that I needed to observe and to watch for. Thank you, Joe, and thank you for being here. You said, Lily, you're a light for us old souls. Thank you, Joe. It feels like I'm, talking to my family. I feel like I here with you guys, like, I'm just sitting, and I know my grandmas used to do this around teas, and they would talk such amazing subjects about life and how to unfold, your life, and how to follow your joy. That was the main subject, is how to find it and how to follow it. Okay. And so ultimately, your quantum abilities are that drive or that curiosity that you have, the natural human curiosity for life. Okay. And for exploring life is what at the center of the joy. And so that curiosity, as many, and so it gets you, but also curiosity killed the cat, right? And you guys know about my cats. Uh, they have 9 lives. All cats have like 9 lives. So when I let the cats out, it's going to repeat itself 9 times, that information. And it's kind of interesting to watch your intent unfold on mathematical scale. It's pretty cool, you guys. Hi, Matt. Thank you so much for joining. So what happens is the infiltration of spirituality, and how, and like I said, for that mind control, hive mind grid, as I called it before, that's the word I was looking for, hive mind grid. Okay. So if we look at hive mind grid and how it operates on a certain, and I talk about as each shaman that took on an individual path of, as I call it, self-recovery, because you got to recover your own individual power. And so then you have to, through the warriorship, you have to strengthen your own field, meaning you have to cut and cut and cut and refine your own energetic field to the point to where that warrior strength is coming from within. That's the light from within, because it's living. And remember how I said Holy Trinity is when 2 minds, left and right, are in harmony, operating through the harmonious mind and gut flow. And this is the cross. The holy cross of the man is someone who operates on that level. And that's the ultimately, if you look at energetic structure of the holy human being, that's what it is. And so that's why in a lot of like paintings of Jesus, you'll see that circle, right? That's the pillar of creation. That's the mind gut flow. And gut in German is God. Gut and God is very similar in flow. So there is actually, you guys, when you come back, it's all in the language too. It's just all upside down and oh my. So we're not going to go that route. We're just going to go with our gut feelings on this. So I'm going truly with gut feeling. And so how to use that, okay? So, okay, right now, and what I said in truth movement, and okay, and a lot of times, and even Diane, you send me some interesting stuff like, okay, look at this, people talking about this or talking about that. There's a lot of people out there that bring in their truth, because the truth movement is real. People that seek truth do come together and bring their truth, because we know individually that our own unique abilities serve a purpose. Because when you understand that you are a higher being in this lower frequency operating, because you now accepted your limitations as a creator being and you're a shaman, but yet you have access to that through your own alignment. And that's why shamans do what shamans do. And that's why shamans have the power to do what they do, is because they do it how they do it, because they've worked on it. And some of them, training comes from generation to generation to generation, right? So then that knowledge is, it's the verbal, right? And then observing as a human being sort of soaked in it. a lot of shamans that are very powerful around the world, those are the tribal shamans that are still to this day have intact their tradition of that ancient tradition, which anchors that energetic field. And so then they're surrounded through that energy, and so they're raised through that, in that powerful energy, and so they have access to it. And so that's why shamans have to be a lot of times in seclusion. And this is why Jesus took time to be by himself. So a lot of you guys will find that it's very difficult for you to be around people. You'll find that you'll just be so uncomfortable with people around you at some points. Why? Because it's your ability to feel and to know. So your ability is working, is telling you, because you as a shaman, you have the ability to feel everything, because you have access to all those feelings. Because your emotional body is like a now can operate. It's not cut out. It can now operate in full flow, because it's got mind, but mind that is operating on that flow of universal light, which is a living logos. Isolated, right? So this is why shamans are very isolated, because immediately what do shamans do? They're there to know exactly what's the problem. And you go like into the grocery store and all these people with all of their problems. Imagine that. You want to run, right? You want to run. Like when I have to go to grocery store, I'll like go in and I'll put a little thing to like, I'm invisible, and I intentionally have to say, for right now, while I'm there, nothing. I don't exist to that store. I'm just gonna and out. Right. Right, Rana, right. Isolating myself. So what you do, but that means that your capabilities are very, so when you're sensitive like that, so when I go into the store without intending not to, and I go, oh, and it hits me, and I go, ooh, oh, good. I still know what's going on, because sometimes you forget, you just go and something hits you, and so you just you don't take it on, nothing, not because I didn't protect myself, it just I didn't set that intent. But at the same time, my gut feeling, thank God, thank God, it's always there, taking a measurement. It's almost like when I'm in my thing, it's always, my energy is always taking measurements. What's going on, what's going on here, what's going on there. And so this is how we and so where does the infiltration, and how the infiltration of human mind. And so because once they do this through hijacking subconscious mind, and that becomes the hive mind operated human beings. So then they have a limited range through the programming, right? Through the subconscious programming. And this is why it comes in. And this is why you'll now know as a living shaman operating on a living energy, having a full spectrum of 360 degrees. And when you have your quantum ability or capability, your God capability, God-given capability to align and to know every energy, then when you're taking a measurement, you will know exactly, oh, boom. And as soon as you come in contact with that energy, you know the level of limitations that that reality is operating. This is how it's operating. Okay. And this is why I said Truth Movement or Monsters Inc. Because what did they, a lot of you guys seen that movie, right? What did they do? This is a factory, fear factory, right? And before in my journals, I went into, hi, Noraf. Thank you so much for joining you here. Great to have you here. So when you see the limitations, right? But as a shaman, then you can see what's happening, because hive mind operates, it's, oh, you guys, my God, it's the same repeat, rinse and repeat tactics, rinse and repeat things, just like they have to keep telling you the same lie over and over and over again, because only by repeating it they can because it's unnatural, right? So that what needs to be repeated is unnatural. Okay, so to ingrain, to put something over that does not belong there, it's unnatural for human being to be mind controlled. So that's why it has to keep going and keep going and keep going. And that's why the pharma cocktail has to keep going and keep going and keep going, and that addictive thing, right? So that's the same thing. It's trying to attach. It's trying to attach. Not very creative at all. So what happens? Then you understand as a shaman in truth movement that when you look, you don't look in fear and say, oh my gosh, look at them, they're saying that, the blue avians are gonna save us, oh, we should probably all run over there. It's just opposite of fear they give you, but it's still all based on fear, because behind all of that is just a fear factory. And these people that are out there in truth movement, because everything's got to be infiltrated from within, and spirituality is infiltrated that way, and spirit of the being has to create that belief structures in their minds in order to, because when a child is born, take religions, because this is what it is. New Age is a religion. Take religions, take blue avians, right? Without somebody creating that belief system and saying, this is how it is, naturally, organically, a human being will not come to that conclusion. Okay? So that's why it's kind of very obvious who's working for the fear factory in truth movement. Okay, and like I said, look at Alex Jones, and then there's all these other people that I call them all of them Alex Jones wannabes. That and those are the ones that are being trained by him too. That's why they go on his show. Used to go on his show, and then they go out there and they show up, and this new faces truth movement speakers. Okay. Teresa, you said George K says he was attacked along with 6 others with aggressive cancers and has overcome it. Interesting. I wonder what he's singing about now, George, because he keeps forgetting. He has a very short memory, George Cavassalas. It's funny. His memory is very short. But who knows? We'll see. Just recently, he overcame it. Okay, so I'll get to it because you guys see over there coronavirus people, Fear Factory. What's Fear Factory doing right now with coronavirus? Very easy to tell who's working for Fear Factory out there in Truth Movement. Amy, you said 2020 is starting to be really great. Yes, it is. And what I just say, isn't this becoming like fully clear who is who and what is what and how and who has truth within their hearts, who carries the truth in the heart and who carries the truth in their limited knowledge that they've gained, that they're masters of some kind of limited belief system or limited structures. And then here's the real shamans. There's the ones that with the hearts on their sleeves. Let's drink tea and let's find a way and collaborate together to where we energetically regenerate the individual human being, rising up like a phoenix, like the spirit of God that he is. This is the true ascension. Rising from within to express a higher reality, to manifest a higher reality. So a lot of people, and so you guys have to understand that to get here, and all those people out there in Truth Movement that been talking about, oh, there's aliens that are gonna come save us. Here's your George Cavazos. Where's his aliens? Where are your aliens, Georgie? Where are your aliens that were gonna save us? They're gonna fight for humanity. Then they weren't gonna save us. Then they started. I'm gonna take a look back at this clowns in Truth Movement, a Fear Factory. So the aliens things, people started questioning. Says George Cavazos, you're just like all these other people. Aliens are gonna save us. Okay, well, aliens are gonna help us to fight the bad guys because there's bad aliens and there's good aliens. Okay, you see what I mean? And you know what? Take George Cavazos that I just said, replace with other names. Replace it with Alfred Weber. Replace it with Scamalot. Replace it with whoever you want to replace it. Every one of those people that did alien research, where are they now? Let's take a look, right? Let's take a look since we've got clear vision, Danielle. Thanks, Danielle. You're here again. Beautiful, my sister. All right. Yes, 2020, clear vision. So let's take a look. How did this work out for you guys out there? We're in 2020. Where's your aliens? Where are the aliens? Where are the aliens? Where are they? I'm still waiting. Ashaya Nadine, where's your guardians? I'm still waiting. You were sending them to exterminate me in 2013. I'm still waiting. Guardians, where the hell are you? Where the hell are you? I'm still waiting for the guardians to come and exterminate me. Still waiting. Still waiting for blue avians to show up with their tiny necks. I'm like, really? They're gonna show up? They're like chickens. grab him by the neck, smack it on the floor. That's it. They're dead. See how, I mean, in 2020, and these people are still waiting for aliens? So George Cavazos saw the writing on the wall, so he started separating himself from those divine idiots, right? But they wouldn't let him go. Here you go. You get what you get. That cancer. They go after you with that. Because they're just going to use you. That's all they're going to do. Because these people have no compassion. That's why. And so they're going to use these people, right? And they're going to have Alex Jones syndrome. They're going to be stuck in some kind of, so they're stuck. Like, why do you think that people like Wilcock is still out there? I think that it's coming. It's 2020. He was talking about I think then since what, 2009, right? 11 years later. Cabal's gonna be arrested tomorrow. It's gonna happen tomorrow. For how many years? 15 years, right? And you would say, any normal human being would say, there's something wrong with that guy. There's not all right in that head. Something wrong with the way this individual thinks, because we come to a point to where we now realizing what is the spiritual true awakened individual is someone who is awakened to their own individual God-given power. Or is it still someone who's waiting for aliens for all these years? And then the individual that knows that the God-given power is given to them individually to rise in vibrations, to rise up to heavenly frequency. That's the true ascension. It takes a path of transformation and transmutation and being by yourself a lot and restructuring your own field. And who is there who is being stuck in 2009? Aliens are coming to save us. And here's 2020. Same shit, different day. Aliens are coming to save us. Lisa Harrison, here's Lilu's gonna come us and we gotta go home. We're gonna go home. Without even realizing that she's repeating Heaven's Gate cult words. They don't even get it. It just gets downloaded to them. They're that special. So is David Wilcock now has the experience, public experience, to tell anyone how to awaken? Has he shown his progress of awakening? Is he really awakened? Or is he stuck at aliens? Aliens. And this is who we're supposed to follow? This is who's supposed to tell us how to ascend? Are you freaking kidding me, people? You're just looking at him. Look at the face. The individual is retarded. That's why he could say aliens, because anyone who is above Maxine Waters' IQ would go, well, 15 years, you've been paying off aliens. You've been collecting money with Project Camelot. and Project Camelot and Carrie Cassidy been collecting all this money for all these aliens. Where did the money go? Where did the money go? Where did the money go? He was paying off aliens so they don't kill him in 2011. Now he's going to tell you about ascension. Really? Okay. Somebody, and what is ascension? It's an individual path. So he's going to talk about individual path. Somebody who's been stuck on aliens for 40 years. I mean, I'm sorry to laugh at retarded people, but I mean, come on. So, so look at that. All right. So now talking about Alex Jones wannabes and David Wilcock wannabes out there, right? David Wilcock wannabe, Jordan Sather, another one, alien, and he's a Q decoder. What, Jordan? What did Q say? Think for yourself. Think for yourself. This is how Jordan thinks for himself. Oh, Q said aliens. Q's alien. Aliens. I'm Jordan Tether. Everything is aliens. Really? Really? Did you come up, Jordan, with all of that all on your own? Oh, you're so smart. Oh, you genius. Genius. It's aliens. Q is alien. You look at his thing, every other video, he decodes Q. It has something to do. Q talks about UFOs. These people are so stupid. These people are so stupid. See how they try to twist everything into aliens? Amy, thank you. You said hit the like button. Thank you, everybody. Yes, please hit the like button. Daniel, I'm talking about QAnon. Yeah, I'm talking about, since I talk about David Wilcock and Monsters Inc. in alternative media over there, right? So they produced this new Monsters Inc., the Fear Factory people. And so I talk about David Wilcock, his protege, David Wilcock, and what's his name? Goody, right? His protege, their protege is this guy, Jordan Sather. That's their protege. So that's the next guy. That's the next alien guy. That's the next special one. To continue that. So what they try to do, they implant him in Q movement. So he sits there, Q is alien. So he just derails everybody. So everybody thinks it's alien. So then they say it's crazy and all of that stuff. But what stands behind? They think they're safe. But Jordan has no freaking clue that I've got his medical records and the cocktails that he takes, the pharma cocktails. Shall I release that, Jordan? Because that will get a lot of people into a lot of trouble. Or should I save that for the courts? This is what we're talking about. We're talking about here a fusion of pharma and abuse mind control. That's what we've got. 85% of truth movement out there are those people. And they think they're hidden. They think nobody knows and they're protected. But see, there's people, because they're so limited in their thinking, that can't see beyond it. Not surprised at all. Of course, Teresa, nobody's surprised. Just look at that guy. Look at those eyes. There's all over. There's pharma all over, written all over it. There's nothing to hide. program loops, it's aliens. Did he come up with that on his own? Is he that genius? Or that guy can't even finish a long sentence? And you can tell the guy has a low IQ because of abuse and broken mind. They eat their own, absolutely. And they do it. I mean, my God, there was this guy that Alex Jones trained and put out. I think his YouTube was Dauntless Dialogue. I am not sure if that's he's a kind of long nose, little curly hair, a young guy, Dauntless Dialogue. And he was talking about political stuff, and I had to watch him and record some of the things that they're planting into hive mind. They're using these people through that, and so they're projecting, and so they will repeat that same thing over and over. And so they would when I was doing all the research on how how much truth they say and how they insert their lies and things like that. And so this poor kid, I mean, he's young man, he's not, but mentally he is a child. Yes, Amy. Yeah, that's him. So if that sounds right, that I think I wasn't sure what word was first. But anyway, I was watching him a couple of years ago. I don't even know if he's on YouTube or not. But they were preparing him together with Jordan on that time. So I watched them both, and Jordan kind of took off. He did better, and this guy didn't do so well. This Dauntless Dialogue guy, he didn't do well, and because he was even worse than, like, it was all on his face. And when he would talk, he just sounds like a monotone, just like and then he would repeat the lie, and it would be like he would try to have a little, oh, you mean Putin told Trump to run for president, huh? You really? So he tried to have a little bit of a emotion to his lies. It was like, wow. I was like, wow, there, it's getting really rock bottom over there at Mind Control Factory. So yeah, there's just all these things out there, right? As long as you don't pay any attention to what's going on inside. But the only thing what they will support inside is depression, suicide. They will, if anybody claims to be suicidal, they will jump on that person and they'll make sure that happens. Parasites. Absolutely, Teresa. Parasites. And they'll do it. They'll do it. Look at your black death queen teal swan. Only can do death. Can do happiness. Can do joy. Parasites don't know what that is, do they? They have no clue what they're doing. I watch them from astral levels. So that's so where are they now? Okay, so they groomed this Dauntless Dialogue, groomed him for specific reasons. They were grooming him for more political, and so that obviously didn't work out so well for them. So I think he kind of went, but because of the Q thing still going on, our Q special decoder Jordan Thither is out there on the front lines. Oh, these people are so, oh my God. But anyway, so he's still out there. That's what I'm talking about. But that connects back because it's a fear factory, right? And so now, coronavirus, hello. Who's out there? Coronavirus, 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 this, coronavirus, that. And people are scared. I understand that people mention it and say, and those people that say, do what you need to do, boost up your immune system. And by now, everyone should know. Yes, oregano, essential oil. Yes, all of this stuff. Yes, yes, yes. Just do it extra. Because you know what they're doing. Because you're truly awake. But those that are not truly awake, they're operating on a limited frequency of fear. They can only see it from a fear perspective. They can't see it from the empowerment perspective because they're not empowered. So 2020, and here they are standing naked in their fear. Naked. And all the fear, blobs of fear that I've collected, like Alex Jones's, fat with fear. Chris, blob of fat, blob of fear, fat, Geo. They're all right now in the shit that they created themselves. Where's Randy Morgan's right now? The moron is entangled in what? But they're all talk to you about ascension, right? Their truth movement. They seek the truth while they're covering up for the truth behind your back. In truth movement, do you think they wouldn't infiltrate it? Of course they would. So where are they now? Where are they? With their power, with their threats. Where's Laura Eisenhower when we need her? When Americans need Laura Eisenhower to explain to us Americans, why is it that her granddaddy sold out American children for experiments? Why is it? And how did it happen? How come Laura Eisenhower is nowhere to be found talking about that? How come that doesn't happen? Laura, truth speaker, how about truth about that? We do want to know truth about why your grandfather sold out innocent children. We do. That's what we want to know. I don't want to know what's going on in that programmed, dumbed down mind of Laura Eisenhower. I want to know the truth about what her bloodline did. That's what I want to know, the truth. That's the truth I would like to hear in Truth Movement. Let me tell you what other truth I would like to hear in Truth Movement. Well, any other, you guys? Do you guys want to hear any other truth from these truth speakers in the Truth Movement? I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting, Miles Johnson. Your truth about what part you played in Max Spear's death. I want to know that truth. David Icke, I want to know the truth why you really went to Ukraine. I want to know that truth. I want to know that truth. Carrie Cassidy, How much blood money do you have? I want to know that truth. I want to know that truth. How much blood money you have. Bringing whistleblowers they'll cover for the blood market pays well, Carrie. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Pays well. These people are sick. They're mentally sick. They're emotionally sick. It's disturbing the kind of money that these people make to cover for blood market. And the kind of people that are involved, and all of it is connected. So they're going to go out there and tell you that they know how to ascend. They'll tell you how to ascend. Well, they're benefiting from innocent blood. They're going to talk to you about spiritual awakening. They're going to talk to you about how to serve others. By what? Collecting blood money? David Volkok, is that how you serve others? Collecting blood money. That's all they can do, is collect money. They're freaking dogs, deep state dogs. Limited parasites. They're all benefiting from that, Emmy. They're all benefiting from it. All of these organizations that they've been collecting money, it's been nothing but a front for that. And there's a lot of cyber help that they need. Here comes our moron that specializes in cyber cover-up. How about that, Randy? Covering up for those websites that sell children. Oh, how about that truth? I would like to hear about that truth in Truth Movement. That's what I would like to hear in Truth Movement. Epstein in Florida? The Florida? How many organizations are in Florida that are of that sort? It's incredible. It's incredible. And these people, some of them in Florida, pretend to. What about in 5D? Where is she? In Florida. And remember her in 5D. I don't want to call the name, or I don't remember the name. What's her name? She's in Florida. And John of God. And what's going on with that? And how is she connected to it? And what it has to do with that. Children. But they're going to talk to you about how to ascend into 5D. Michelle Walling. Yeah, absolutely. Scum. That's who it is. Because involved in complicit and protecting those activities. That's why, Teresa, you can't listen to them. Because they're what they do. That's the truth, Michelle. I wanted to hear your connections with John of God. That's the truth I want to hear, Michelle. That's the truth I want to hear in Truth Movement. That's the truth I want to hear. What was happening there? That's the truth I want to hear. They're claiming that they're searching. Yeah, they're searching. They can only search through what they are given. This much. That's all they're given. Because they're not serving freedom for human soul expression. They're not serving that. They never did. Because that's not what they're being paid for. They're being paid to invert, flip, and make it seem crazy to everybody else while they're protecting that. So there's more, but there's not enough time. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. There's a lot of truth that I would like to hear in Truth Moment that I'm not hearing. So I'm only starting. I'm a Thunderbird. I'm not afraid of the storm. And I'm going to keep questioning. I'm going to keep calling them out. And I'm going to keep presenting the facts. And if they have short memory, I have memory of it all. So I'll remind everyone that the truth is truth. And so if you claim out there to be a speaker of truth, then we can ask you for some truth that we want specifically from you. So everyone that I called out, you all claim yourself to be a public speakers and public truth movement speakers. So my questions are for you too. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening and everyone for joining me here. You guys are so wonderful. Ashley, thank you so much for joining. Naraf, Amy, me, Teresa, aloha, Teresa. Thank you so much, my darling shamans. And until next time, unfortunately, I have to run. So I love you all so much, and see you next time. Truth will always win, and we rise like the phoenix. Always love you, wild wisdom warriors. Mwah! Bye. And gotta go and